Contestant number 1, Satyamurthy Ramanujam. Title of his speech, Don't Touch Me. Title of his speech, Don't Touch Me. Satyamurthy Ramanujam. All the best. Over to you.
2020 started with a lot of enthusiasm. There was liquor. No, not in Kuwait. There were cakes, diaries, gifts. And then China had other ideas. All of a sudden, we started hearing these three words: don't touch me. Do you remember the Samantha Fox song? Touch me, I'm there for you. But nobody wanted to be touched. February 2020, I went to India. I came to India rather for our National Day holidays. When I came, there was no problem at all. When I was getting back at the airport, suddenly all the screening started. But then it was still moderate. People were just having no fear. We had 300 passengers in the flight. About 20 of them were wearing their mask. All of us were laughing at them. Idiots, what is this mask inside the flight? We are not going to have a sandstorm inside. But one person sneezed. After that, 200 more masks came about. The air hostess was coming and giving us the dinner. Nobody was interested in touching because 3 people sneezed. Who wants to eat corona? When I landed at the airport, I was the odd man out. I mean, there were other people also, other men also were there. But then I was the only one who was not wearing a mask. And in front of me, one couple with a child went to the immigration counter. She gave her passport to the immigration officer, and the immigration officer was wearing all the gloves. And then he stamped it and gave it back to this lady and her husband. And then this lady takes out a Kleenex. She's not moving away. Kleenex, and then she sprayed on the passport, wiped it clean, and then only she is going out. The immigration officer was looking at her strangely. Idiot, I'm wearing the gloves. She said, yes, you are wearing the gloves, you are protected. But you are touching others' passport who are not protected. I have to clean it. After 3 weeks, the lockdown started. Nobody was interested to touch anybody else. When you want to open the door, you clean your hands. When you want to close the door, you clean your hands again. In my office, there were 2 sanitizer bottles everywhere. One to clean your hands, to touch the sanitizer bottle, which you have to use to clean your hands. So 2 sanitizer bottles everywhere. When files come, we sanitize ourselves and then touch the file. After touching the file, we sanitize again our hand. The hands were rubbed so much with each other, they got angry with each other. Don't rub me anymore. My left hand told my right hand. Now, the tissues in the office, my boss called, why our expenses went up? Yes, sir, you cut the salaries, but you bought more sanitizer bottles and tissues in the office. The waste paper baskets were piling up like anything because nobody is touching to clean it. Everybody is fearing. I wanted to decide whether I should stay in Kuwait or come back. So I went to meet an astrologer. He was a palmist. I showed him my palm. He said, you have the palm, but where are the lines? There is nothing in your hand. All the lines have been wiped clean by the sanitizer. No touching anything. Then after I took my voluntary retirement in my office, I thought they will organize a farewell and give me a nice gift. Last day, my boss called and told me, Sam, we are not going to host a farewell for you. Why, sir? If I host a farewell, I have to give you a gift, but you will not touch it. Why should I give a gift to you which you won't touch? So, no farewell for you. After that, I took the flight. This time, inside the flight, people are not only wearing the mask, gloves, but also that full dress like an astronaut. Everyone was inside the flight. There was no food served inside the flight. Nobody was even ready to sneeze. All are not even breathing. And once I got down, the flight was circling Chennai about 100 times. Then the pilot came with an announcement. There is one corona patient inside the flight. So we are not allowed to touch down. How can you have a flight being told, don't touch the earth? Finally, we landed. Inside the airport, I was standing in the immigration queue. In front of me, there was one couple. And I went a little closer. This guy said, Sir, go back, maintain a social distance. I said, you are telling me maintain a social distance? You are touching shoulder to shoulder with that girl. Hey, that's my wife. I can do anything with her. You keep away from her. Once I came out, I landed in my house. My wife said, there is a new rule now. Whatever comes into the house, we keep it outside for 4 hours. Stay there. So I waited outside in my house 4 hours before I was let in. And inside the house, it was like a mini vegetable market and provision store. Whatever they have bought, they have kept it on the floor to be dried for 4 hours. There is some belief that 4 hours, in 4 hours, coronavirus gets killed. If that is so, we should have left all the people, human beings inside a stadium and made them stand outside 4 hours. Coronavirus would have been dead. But no. Finally, with all these touch me not, one thing I have learned, there is no need to touch people by our hands. If you are a good human being, you can touch their hearts. That is always allowed. Over to you, Tapasu.
Thank you so much, contestant Satyamurthy. Can we have a round of applause? Contestant number 2, please get ready. 1